What is up, beautiful people? Today we're going to do a weekly recap of everything that has happened this week in the crypto market. Let's get right into it. So one of the biggest topics these days is obviously the elections. And many researchers and experts, they believe that when Trump is going to be elected, Bitcoin price is going to surge through the roof. But in my opinion, we might see 100k regardless of who wins. So there's a couple reasons for that, right? First of all, Kamala Harris, she never said that she is anti-crypto. I mean, she was always very vague about what she thinks about crypto, but this isn't necessarily bad, right? Second of all, you can see in this article here that it says option contracts are expiring on November 8, are heavily concentrated at the 75k strike price. Also, similarly, open interest for options expiring on November 29 shows significant bets placed on the 80k strike level, which means that, yeah, they're gonna grab this liquidity and we're gonna reach that target, more or less. Also, Bernstein says here that Bitcoin is gonna surge to 200k in 2025. Well, not sure about that, but definitely could be. Last but not least, we had an inflow of 2.1 billion into BTC ETFs, which I tweeted about earlier this week, mostly from retail investors, which really means that interest in Bitcoin is at an all-time high. Alright, let's move on to Microsoft, the third largest company in the world, who announced earlier this week that they are going to hedge against inflation and other macroeconomic influences by considering swapping some of their assets into Bitcoin. And also we can see here that the National Center of Public Research argued that Bitcoin is an excellent, if not the best, hedge against inflation. Companies should invest 1% of their total assets into cryptocurrency. Well, I think that's actually quite huge, because if Microsoft is doing this and going through with it, it could be actually huge for crypto if other companies would follow suit. Alright, we have an update on the guy who got arrested last week for hacking the Twitter account of the SEC. And for those of you who don't know, basically this guy tweeted that Bitcoin ETFs are approved, which led to a flash pump liquidating positions worth of 230 millions. And now he has been offered a plea deal by the US government. Basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to find the brains behind the SEC hack. So they believe that there's a mastermind who orchestrated all of this operation. Alright, now let's move on to Europe and a bit more positive news. I'll just play up this video. I mean, look at these lines and those details. That is absolutely amazing. I've been to Lugano actually myself in the past, so this picturesque background is definitely real. However, Switzerland might be one of the only few European countries that are actually friendly towards crypto adoption. The European Central Bank publishes an article here where it says that people who are not holding crypto should oppose crypto adoption, and they'll write it in like an academic way, so it basically looks like an academic article, which includes all these points of lack of productive contribution and lack of intrinsic value, also failure of a payment system, which I don't really understand because it's actually way better than the banking system in Europe right now, but whatever. I mean, Denmark is going to impose a tax on unrealized gains on Bitcoin. Like, how stupid is that? Basically, they're gonna tax people who didn't even sell their Bitcoins or who are still in these positions. It's gonna be a 42% tax. It's not like a small sum, right? It's 42%. I mean, what happens if you pay the tax and then crypto or your assets dump afterwards? So it's completely stupid in my opinion. And if they really go through with this, it's gonna hurt. Same for Italy. They're gonna raise the capital gains tax in Italy as well from 26 to 42%. So yeah, absolutely wild stuff here going on in Europe. And I really hope that they're not going through with this. All right, before we end this, let's talk briefly about the Bitcoin price. So earlier this week, we saw Bitcoin surging up to over 69K and almost 70K, as many people would believe. But then we came back here to the 65K support level. And ever since, it's been slowly crawling back up, making higher lows. And if it's gonna stay in this channel, we might see 70K next week, hopefully. Other than that, we can see that Solana Ethereum reached an all-time high. If we go to the daily, basically it's been never above 0.065, and now it's shot over 0.07. So definitely super bullish on Solana. So yeah, this concludes our recap. Let me know in the comments if you like this type of content, and I'll see you next time. Peace.